Okay, good evening, everybody. May I take this opportunity to wish all the Set 4 students all the best for tomorrow exam. Remember to stay calm. As an invigilator before, my advice is keep your eye on your paper when you're in the exam hall. Remember, bring your results that the timetable state. Bring enough, about 5 blue pens, 2 black pencil. My advice is do not use black pen. I leave it to you. If you think you want to use black pen, by all means. Okay, and the next thing advisable is that if you want to go toilets, not too many times. I know sometimes you got butterfly in the stomach, then you worried, then you things like that. Okay, be careful because sometimes you might think that what happened, you go to the toilet, you have to spot check you, all these things. I hope you know that this invigilator, I'm not sure it's from the school or from another school because of COVID-19. So whatever it is, stay calm. If you need extra paper, just ask for paper. When you tie your paper, be careful. Don't tie until too tight that when the paper flip, got problem. I know most of you are booklet, so just in case if there's a hole in the paper there, when you tie, you make sure that you leave some space so that the examiner can flip the paper. Advisable is to write one line, leave one line. I mean, not for math, I'm just talking overall. So you need extra paper, please keep asking. Don't be shy. Okay, if you drop your pencil or you need anything, raise out your hand. Do not turn left and right. Leave out when you're using your right hand to write, leave out your left hand. Okay, so whichever hand. Okay, so don't turn left and right, especially those people who are in the hall. So I wish you all the best for the coming exam, right? Don't scare. Just always think that the exam will bring you closer to your next success level. I know it's easier for me to say, right? But I think you guys can do it. Okay, who has been with me for a while, that I know that you can do it, right? So now, for the Set 4 student, Tong Ye, what do you see? Do you see the GCO level, the 2017-18 that one?
What?
What do you see on the screen now?
The 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020.
Because I did not turn on the tab, so I did not see. You see, you only see one Raymond, don't have the other Raymond, so I lazy to on. So you can see last year, the question that I spotted came up. Is issue 2, issue 2, issue 1, issue 1. So for this year Set 4 student, okay, my prediction is issue 3 for SVQ and SRQ will be issue 2. Okay, I leave it to you. Of course, if you want, you can study everything. Anyway, SS is still a long way to go. We've got 2 weeks to do it, all right? Okay, let's focus on living in a globalized world. So my predictions might be chapter 8 and 9. 10 may not be. I'm not sure how. Hopefully not, because I looked through some of the questions. So far, if you look at this one here, is issue 3 came up here in 2019. So looks like very high chance maybe. Issue 3 came out, so issue 1. So it might be also issue 3. Since I back up for issue 3. So I'm doing SRQ as well. Anyway, we're going to cover everything. For the Set 4 student, please take note. And for those Set 3, don't worry, you just take it as a practice. So let's ask those Set 4 students. Okay, Wei Miao, what do you understand by transportations?
Like it is an important thing in the it is very important for both like trading, and it is important for trading, and also like globalization cannot occur without like proper transportation.
So are we talking about transportations? We are delivering goods from one country to another country, or from one company to another company, or from one customer to another customer, or supplier to supplier?
Everything.
Everything. Okay, thank you. Can you give me an example of transportations?
Or transportation, like
a company, for example.
Or like Apple, like takes the Apple, for example, like the Apple company takes in raw material from, I think, more than 50 countries, if I'm not wrong, if I remember correctly. They take in raw material from more than 50 countries to make their products, and that thing would require like some good transportation in order to get all the stuff to one place.
I see. So that means, thank you, sir. So you're involving the second one, the growth of multinational company, right? Because you're talking about 50 countries, right? Correct. Right, thank you, Wei Miao. Wait, 为什么要有 MNC? But what Wei Miao was talking about. Why must we have transportation involve multinational companies?
Because if we don't have the
Sorry, you're lagging, my dear. I can't hear you. Sorry.
if we don't have the transportation to transport the goods around, then if an MNC is set up in a country, but has to use its own materials to produce the goods, then the quality of the goods will be very different.
You are there, but still not the answer that one. Thank you, waiter. How about you? Yao Yi is not in. How about Tong Ye? What do you mean by this MNC here?
I think like if you don't have transportations, then like you can't have like much MNC because MNCs like they have to MNC is like the big companies that are like in more than like one country. So like obviously you need transportation to transport like the goods and like the people over there if you want to set up an MNC.
Okay, still not there yet. Okay, Ziyi, what do you mean by that? Transportation and MNC.
Transportation and MNC.
Hmm.
Transportation, so like they can like bring in like resources like people or like goods, and they can, and like, since it's an MNC, maybe sometimes you need to like visit like other countries. So like if you have a good transportation system, then it's like easier for them to like send people overseas to like have conferences and things. I have no idea.
Okay, thank you. All of you there, who else is in set 4? Yi-Chen? Yes. What is the meaning? What you understand by transportation and MNC? I'm asking all of you this because in like SRQ, sorry to interrupt you, it's an SRQ. If there's a question asked about transportation and MNC, what kind of extract 2 and 3 will come up? So yes, back to you, Yi-Chen.
Like, what do you mean by like, what do you understand about?
Yeah, 你自己的所谓的了解，你的深奥的了解，怎么 definitions, how these two can marry together as in transportation and MNC, because we have not talked about technology yet.
So like, so like the MNCs, right? They're like big companies, like multinational companies, is it?
Yes, it's multinational company, yes.
Yeah. So since it involves like a lot of nations, or like it involves like transport of goods between countries.
So
like if there's not enough technology, right? Not technology. If there's not enough like development in transport, then the MNCs will not be able to grow that big, because it will be difficult for them to get goods from like one side to another of the world. Yeah. So like so like MNCs need good development in transport to like grow big.
Okay, can you all 3 gentlemen please turn on your camera? Zhao Xuan and Bei Kun, don't mind, thank you. Yi-Chen 你好像比较走火入魔了，太多 history 了是吗？ You are quite close to it, well done. It's what happened to Hitler, what happened to Stalin, what happened to Prime Minister Tojo, Japan overpopulation. Now, transportations is a must from the past. If you look at it, as long as once there's an industrial revolutions, transportations is definitely a must to bring goods and services. Well done, Ziyi, you're talking about conferencing people now. But because of this technology comes in now, you need not have to bring people across to go for overseas meeting. But then again, it is better to have face-to-face. Like why we are learning this topic, because it's definitely into the heart, especially Singapore is a multi-racial countries that we need, because Singapore not only multiracial, because Singapore is a land of scarcities. So we need talent to bring in. Look behind this, my back view, right? I think I'm not sure anyone is going to be there. So last week I was planning to go for my staycations this week. I'm not making you too jealous of me, guys. So when I look at this staycation in this hotel behind me, one night is $1,100 per night. Okay. Then I thought, oh, maybe now got discount. Yeah, 50% off is still $500. And then furthermore, you have other discounts is $400. Why am I saying that? You see, because of this place, you guys will know that if let's say there's no COVID, this behind me is a place where it's a reclaimed land, where all these companies, Esplanade, Marina Bay Sands, Marina Square. Recently, I just went to Asia Square. I look at those buildings there, Shentonway areas. It's where you guys will be working in that area, power dressing, okay? And I went there for a meeting last week, correct. So you can see that this MNC right down, when they invest in transportations like country, because Singapore has an import export, we call, okay, let's test you out. Wei Miao, do you know what is PSA? PSA? Not PLA, not People Liberation Army. Okay. 不是中国解放军，同志好，大家好。习近平主席大家好。你看那同业笑得这么开心啊，安迪同业，不是妹妹同业 ，sorry angry， 不要生气啊。PSA, anyone can tell me please? What is PSA? Chelsea, do you know what is PSA? Hey, please don't play cheat, don't Google. 你不要讲这样看我，连你的手在后面，快点。Siri, what is PSA? You think I don't know? You mute the mic. You know why I know this? Because one of the students 出卖另外一个 student 傻波 Uncle Raymond， 他其实用 Siri 讲的。哎呀 ，OK， 瑞哲 ，what is PSA?
Public service announcement.
Okay, thank you. Wrong. 贝坤 ，what is PSA? I can't hear you.
I don't know.
Don't know. Okay. Zhao Xuan, what is PSA? Zhao Xuan, why you show me a good picture? I don't want the enemy. You guys must know all these things. IDK. Oh yeah, you cannot talk because of your mic. Sorry. Okay. But you can on your camera if you can. Liang Di, what is PSA?
This one I don't know. I never heard before.
It's called please stop asking lah. All right now. What you ask? Please stop asking. Okay, joke aside. So now you laugh. It's called Port Singapore Authority. Port of Singapore Authority, PSA. 这个 port 就是那些船the ship come in with all the container. Okay, you go and type now. Port Singapore Authority is the biggest one of the biggest port in the whole entire world, the busiest port. Okay, and if you were to work there last time, you can have a very good salary. And this job is so powerful when all the container come in, because Singapore is a hub, is a business hub. PSA is the seaport. Okay, and then the airport will be of course in Singapore, Changi Airport, right? So in Singapore, we have seaport and airport. This is a transportation. Why MNC like Tesla, like other company like Rolls-Royce, some of the MNC companies in other parts of the world come to Singapore? Because we have the best PSA port. We have a port that we have regulations to ensure that the goods and services transport will be very good. All right. So there's an advance, you see. Okay, you just read. In fact, what I've said is all here already this week. Like for example, they talk about Toyota. Now you see, you don't expect all the car, the Ferrari, Toyota, Audi, Mercedes to ship by air, right? So they ship by sea coming to Singapore. Then they will unload the goods. They will park the container here. Then later they might ship. They will take over from Singapore to other parts of the world. When you are in set 1 and set 2, your teacher had taught you about history, about how Singapore become an entrepot port. An entrepot port is a port where you allow trading for all different parts of the world. Before that, technology was advanced, those ships sailing from India to Singapore have to wait for the monsoon season because of the wind. Then at certain months, the monsoon season will bring the ship back, or the merchant ship back to China, to Hong Kong, or to other parts of to Thailand. So as the time goes by, okay, we have technology, we have the best ships, technology of make sure that, you know, certain time zone, certain weather, that the ships can come in. And don't forget, and Singapore, in between, we have these pirates, 就是海盗. These pirates is also a threat to MNC. That's why later, unfortunately to say that you did not cover the last chapter, which is called the terrorism, okay, the cyber security. So Set3 children, okay, hopefully next year you can learn this topic. Because of past 2 years, the last year and this year, last chapter was being erased off because of COVID-19. So it is very important for the last topic, because if you want to do cyber security or cyber wellness or some cyber things in Polytechnic, that last topic is very helpful for you as a foundation. So please take note, okay? And you know, because of pirates, then we have this marine police, okay? Unfortunately, Uncle, I'm a police, so-called volunteer police. I do not have a chance to go, because in fact, I love sea. Once you want hide. So I was asked to go, I want to volunteer to do in the patrolling the police. So, you know, sometimes you can see illegals, 那些 illegals 里面从印尼来的偷渡进来, then we will catch them, we'll send them to jail. No, these are the very poor people. They are here to look for a job. Okay, not terrorists. They really come here with, okay, I heard story, you know, very poor thing. Or some illegal smuggling of goods coming here and things like that. So with this MNC, they find that Singapore is a good port. Do you realize there's one a China movie, very good. This guy is very good in martial art. So they were showing that this container ship was traveling to Somalia. Okay, and then halfway through, they encountered the Somali pirates. Then this Chinese
成龙啊，就成龙来，
不是成龙的，是另外一个中国的那个是很他跟那个甄子丹还有洪金宝做一出戏，可是他是做坏人的，可是他在这边是做那个special forces who take care, and he was in Africa, and he was kind of because he was is a very high ranking officer, but you know, somebody sabotaged him, then he ended up to jail, then after that he came back, he went to Africa, so that was the story. Okay, so thanks for sharing, Zhao Xing. But not Chen Long, he's a Chinese actor, he's very good in martial art. Okay, so you can see whenever they want to travel to this kind of very troubled water, then you have these people to protect. Well, MNC come in with all their goods, halfway through it being attacked, then it's good luck. If you watch the Pirates of the Caribbean, you will understand why. Okay, that pirates is really bad. Like the Chen Long Ye A计划 in Hong Kong, it used to be a place where it's breeding for all the pirates to take over the goods. So same here. These pirates will never go off. They will be always be here. So in case you have this kind of suspect questions about terrorism, terrorism is not just because of coming to the place and bomb the MRT, bomb the building. It also can be pirates, all right? Now with technology nowadays we have everywhere cameras. As you know, recently in Singapore, there are about 900 over cameras everywhere in Singapore. And because of the camera, it helps to solve crime rates. So if you are the MNC company, you feel safe that you can put your citizen here to work, to study, and to do business. Okay, so that is why it helps. 不是周星驰的，那个是，那个不是，is Hong Kong actor. I can't remember his name. Okay, all right, let's go for this one. It's Hong Kong actor. So take note of this technology. So you are reading. I hope you are reading. Initially, I don't like him acting, but 他一直每次做坏人的 ，then 有几次是做好人不错的。还有一个是他们去缅甸 because of the 那个金三角的 the triangles of the drugs, then they have to save these people. 是飞虎队 something like 飞虎队 okay, let's go through this one here. Some of you have seen this slide, maybe some of you not. Like I say, just a refresh. So what does it mean to live in a globalized 6T? Right, Tongye, I think you've seen this before, right? Okay, so you can see that, you see by by technology and transport is also help MNC to do better transactions. And then because of transnational, country to country, there's 3 alphabet, it's called FTA. What is FTA, Wei Miao?
Free trade agreement.
That's right. And do you know some countries, they don't like America or whatever reason, they don't, American embargo them and boycott them not to trade. So they have to go through Singapore and F free trade agreements to send goods. But remember this, in case your exam come up, there is this thing called chewing gum. You know the chewing gum? The bubble gum? Do you know Singapore don't sell chewing gum, right?
Yeah.
Right. Chelsea, you realize that Singapore got no chewing gum, right? You see, any products that America send to Singapore, they allow. And sometimes, if you say free trade agreement, means all products can be sent in Singapore. But the only chewing gum is not in Singapore, right? All right. Why? No problem, Zhao Xuan. You can on your camera and share with us your photo. Why chewing gum is not allowed in Singapore? Haitong, any idea? 为什么口香糖不可以吃呢？不是香烟吗？哦，为什么口香糖不可以？
It may stick onto our like shoes or something else.
书是你的书吗？关我什么事？是你的鞋，不是我的鞋吗 ？Very close. Yes.
Create little.
Very good questions. Can you send to the class later? Super good questions. I about to be honest, I want to say this. Okay, who say something? Somebody say something.
Create little.
Yeah, because during that time when MRT started, during Lee Kuan Yew 先生, there was a lot of chewing gum stuck under the MRT seat. I don't. So it was on the floor everywhere, then chewing gum is stuck already, become very dark, very thick, right, on the floor, right? So you have to scrape off. So, Singapore is a green, clean city. Then with all these things, Lee Kuan Yew decided to say no more chewing gum. Wow, of course, all crazy like hell. Everyone go to Malaysia and buy chewing gum and come back, things like that. It's quite considered illegal, but of course you consume it, you throw properly, but if you get caught, things like that. Just like now, you have to put your plates, if after eating, you have to put your plates back to the collection there. You have to pay fine $300 and things like that, correct? So I don't know you understand, right? Why chewing gum is not acceptable? Don't laugh, don't think 不可能这种 question 会出现在 SBQ 的 There's a lot of funny possibility to come up. The possibility of not coming up for this one chewing gum is that why if you say free trade agreement, why cannot sell chewing gum? So there's a policy, you see, the transnational, there's a law right now. There's the law, my law say cannot. You see, now you know why when you go to work, there's certain terms and conditions that you cannot say certain things. You have to keep a secret. So Rachel say, if the company that got embargo send their cargoes to Singapore, then send it to US, will you have a tariff or go along with, no. If this country is being embargoed, Singapore will not accept anything from there. All right, Rachel. Yeah, some country, okay, take for example, if let's say North Korea, okay, whatever reason, then USA embargo. Of course, this embargo must be approved so-called by the United Nations. All right, it all depends on what country, what terms. We don't talk about embargo first. We talk about, let's say, if this country do not have some trade things and he want to ask Singapore to ship it, Singapore can do some legal stuff. Of course, Singapore is legal stuff. Do all the paperwork. Then, if the US government need this product, then of course you will have certain tax tariff, right? But if this good is from, let's say, North Korea and want to ship to US, no way. They will not take anything. But if this good is, let's say, if US embargo for whatever, that means they don't want to trade with this XYZ company, but this XYZ company can come to Singapore, okay, and they can deliver the goods to another country called ABC. And if ABC accept it, yeah, it's fine. So can I use this one, Rachel? Singapore is like a middleman, but it's a traffic middleman. You get me? To make sure all the goods are on terms. So now you know why when Singapore foreign minister go out and talk, they listen. Because it's really a clean and, and non-corrupted government that is very transparent. Okay? And the way we do things is go law by law. Everything's okay, the law. Why? because last Friday I want to ship goods for my Indonesia products to Singapore. My friend tell me, you know, if you're doing eco-friendly, you must make sure that this product is under what code, that non-plastic is under what code. If you're sending wood, what kind of woods? I say, wow. I say, bro, 哇，新加坡这么多 law 了 then 你说不能怎么样？当然啦 everything step by step. So whatever you come in, so make sure that whatever you come in and shipping, there is no anti certain climate protocol, because Singapore government has signed certain agreements to pledge for eco-friendly, for climate changes. So if certain like 不可能你看啦 imagine if Africa were to send an ivory 象牙 to Singapore, you think we'll take it? Do you think we'll take it? No, right? This is no correct now. So that's why you see certain things that you have to declare. Okay, one of my friend want to bring the nunchaku, you know, Li Xiaolong 那个nunchaku, he came here, stop, cannot come in, declaration cannot. So I just disturb him. Then 你自己做咯，你拿2个 stick 自己做啦。So I'm just kidding. Okay, answer your question, Rita. Okay, thank you for your questions. Very good. So now you see whatever you see, you have definitely you have this thing called the training. You have to train your people. You must be one level up to ensure that your staff are well educated, are well informed to know what's supposed to do. So when you allow your staff to have all this knowledge coming in, then you will know that that's why your parents or people want to invest in Singapore, and then you want to see how it helps. That's why tourists coming to Singapore feel good. So you know why some tourists came to Singapore to buy iPhone, QR iPhone. I'm not sure you know about this Vietnamese guy who went to Sim Lim Square to buy an iPhone. He thought it was so cheap, but this shop owner called him by, at first an iPhone that was, I think iPhone 8 or 9, I can't remember. It was selling very expensive by right. But he sold him about $500, so cheap, right? Of course, I will go. After purchasing, the shop owner say, oh, you must buy an insurance. You must pay this, you must pay that. And now the whole iPhone had to pay $2,000. The phone cost $500, but you have to pay this social fee, all these things. The poor Vietnamese guy had to kneel down in front of the shop and beg him, so please, I can't pay you so much. So things like that. And then it was stormed in the whole entire, I think, Facebook. That time was Facebook. Okay, and that's how it works. And how it works, the poor shop owners were asked to close down. Okay, were asked to close down. And he was having a bad reputation. So if you guys, okay, here I'm not discriminating. Many years ago, Sim Lim Square was used to be a place of all the technology, and Rochor Road, Sim Lim Square, Senling Dasa is selling all the technology. Uncle Raymond used to work there also, with all the IT stuff. But because of the bad reputations, it affects the whole entire Sim Lim Square. So now they are improving it, right? So people who want to go there always get conned, always know the price will balloon up. So it become a very bad reputation. So this is a place, it's a hub. So imagine Singapore will have this kind of bad reputation. Do you think tourists will come to Singapore? Do you think our currency will be so strong? Do you think countries will want to talk to us on free trade agreement? Or the most important thing, do you think people want to invest their talent in Singapore? So this transport technologies and MNC, these three are in line together. If you ask me which one is more important, I think now as we perceive, technology is more important, because technologies is the way, I always use the word, it's a paradigm shift. All right. That's why government has been investing technology. In fact, Singapore started manufacturing during Lee Kuan Yew time. It's all about also technology. So Mr. Lee Kuan Yew has very foresight, and then next leader will follow up. So you know that even now, if you go into JC, you go into Poly, you were talking about, I think you all heard about this programming called Python, right? Python programming, right? Very popular. Even my set 1, set 2, now they are learning Python coding. And this is part and puzzle that coding is going to be one of the subject maybe later on in primary school. So you realize that technologies like Singapore, we have no natural resources. So we have to use technology to improve the transportations, so that when MNC come in, they know that this technologies country is able to surface as one of the more advanced, more sophisticated, to keep abreast of technology, so that I know that my goods and services or my products will be able to do R&D. Okay, that's why you got this Biopolis in Buona Vista, right? The place where all the scientists are there. So this is one way that Singapore are investing the brain. So globalization means very important for MNC. But then again, children, you must not forget small, medium enterprise. Okay, like just now, Wei Miao, you're talking about Apple got 50 country or 50 place companies, right? To assemble the products, right? Some of them are
raw material.
有吗？你有讲什么？
我讲的是那个 raw material.
Raw material. So you see, 有些是用 small company, use like SMC to support them. So some products they give subcon to this small SME to help them to improve their business, to help them to give them a chance to make business profitability and productivity. So you see, if you ask me in Singapore, SME control about 70% of Singapore business, small and medium enterprise. Okay, and when multinational company come to Singapore, they look at the SME. Excuse me, are we able to substantiate or support them in terms of the raw materials, as what you mentioned, in terms of technology, in terms of manpower, in terms of skills? So if you walk down to Jurong, Tuas, or certain parts of Jurong factories or industrial factories in Defu Lane, in Tai Seng, which is Aljunied area, you see a lot of shop houses. If you are staying in the east side, you will know what I mean, or even stay in the west side, the industrial, and then even the Jurong Islands, these petroleums, they are small company who help do certain things. So this help one another. Singapore cannot be island by herself. Singapore cannot say stop, I don't want to do trading. Singapore cannot have a position to say, oh, I only do trading for US or China. I'm not interested with other countries. No way. All right. As a Singapore hub, we want to be, can you write down metropolitans and cosmopolitan? Okay. Metropolitan and cosmopolitans. They need this to improve the relationship with the bilateral country like Malaysia or ASEAN country. Okay, it's a cosmopolitan and metropolitan, right? So you must take note of this. And at the same time, Singapore needs regularly to update their resources, their talents. Okay, so you can see that it's a lot of influx of foreigners coming to Singapore. Based on Singapore population alone, 做不了. We are not from China. We are not from US. We are not from Germany. We are not from Japan or Korea or Taiwan. Okay, have a populations of more than 100 millions, right? Vietnam, Thailand, Vietnam, you say Vietnamese, they can produce a lot of 人才. It's not Singapore cannot. We are limited. So as mentioned before, you must have a trust technologies. That means you got no bugs. You must be cyber secure, antivirus. You must have a cyber networking, cyber police. Then when your transport, your teamwork is transport. Can you write down is all air, land, and sea, right? Air, land, and sea. That you see, Singapore is really very good in the best one of the best airport in the world. Why we invest so much on the PSA, the Port Singapore Authority, as well as the Changi Airport, right? And then of course now with the land inside, we are talking about the mass rapid MRT. We're talking about the carbon emissions, getting the carbon footprint to get more eco-friendly cars, cut down all these things. Somebody, don't mind, okay, sorry, I mute first, because of the sound. So, ladies and gentlemen, when we have all these number 1 and 2, which Rachel was talking, Rachel put in, or Rachel here, we are talking about tax and tariff. It's very important. Every country must have certain tax and tariff because they earn this money in order to build their infrastructure, right? That's very natural. So in order to do that, the more country that you help to expand, That means you can collect more money, right? You improve your relationship. It's just like you open a coffee shop. If you're in Bedok, but if your coffee and your some of your store, like your Hainanese chicken or your Western food or your wonton mian or your roti prata is so famous, people from, let's say your store is in Jurong East, people from Tampines, from Woodland, from Tanjong Pagar will come flood all the way to your place to eat. Okay, that's what I mean. You see, countries like now in Africa, in other parts of the world, they want to come to Singapore to do trading. Right, so this is one way to you see, extending the operation across boundary. So not just coming here. In case you have the SRQ or SBQ, can Singapore involve overseas? Yes. Can I have a quick one? Ziyi, can you give me one example that Singapore company from an SME to an MNC going overseas? I drink some water. Thank you.
Old Chang Kee.
Yes. All right. Well done. Old Chang Kee. Yes. To which country do you know?
Done.
I heard it's in Japan. I heard it's in Japan. You go and Google it. Well done, Old Chang Kee. Yes. As long as your company is Singapore, you expand out Old Chang Kee. Tong Ye. Hey, write down, guys. Sorry, write down seriously. Because he might ask you in case. Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
London also got.
London have
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, because that day 他开幕典礼，他没有叫我去开幕典礼，所以我不知道。Yeah, Wei is laughing. Yeah, Uncle, you're funny. 一真更笑到厉害啊！海通不要笑到这样呢。刚好习近平叫我去喝茶，我没有时间去剪彩，所以我没有去。Okay, thank you, 子怡。Hey, take a relax a bit, don't be so stressed, Okay, this is how I teach. Okay, thank you very much. London and Japan, right? Right, 子怡 Japan 有吗？ And their package
Yeah.
have, thank you. That one I know because I went there, I meet the emperor, O genki desu ka? Domo arigato. Ai, dozo, kozumate. Okay, 同业来。
Yakun?
Yakun 有吗？好像有
think got.
Got Yeah, Yakun. 我要新加坡品牌OK。你们不要跟我讲 Nike 我跟你讲，我就要倒在那边 forming bubble OK， 哎，微妙 ，Thank you Yakun, Thank you. Write down, just in case got come out 微妙。
我去的店不太多，感觉知道的都被讲了。
哎呀，你知道各位来宾、各位观众，微妙。
Mr. Bean 可以吗？
他 high taste， 他 order food 去他的家。
Mr. Bean 可以吗
？Mr. Bean 好像是
吗
？OK， 好像有好像有。你 Google 一下 ，write down。OK，Thank you。乔欣。
No idea.
哎呀，等下 check OK， 海彤。
I don't even know which are the Singapore. Right.
Sorry.
I don't know.
OK， 不用紧，你宁可原谅你，亮弟。
I'm not very sure. So.
瑞泽 ，OK，No worry， 瑞泽。哇，还没有人讲到那个嘞，我最喜欢吃的那个，哇，还没有人讲到嘞。瑞泽。
不问呀。
什么新加坡品牌是 multinational company in other world？ Old Chang Kee, Mr. Bean 还有 Yakun。What do you think?
Singapore Airline.
Singapore Airline? Okay, can. You're right. Well done. Singapore Airline, write down, please. 一晨 Pikachu. Any idea?
No.
Okay, Beikun.
OSIM.
OSIM?
Yes.
OSI, you mean the school?
No, it's like a brand.
OSIM. 是什么？卖什么？ What they selling? 没有听过哎，对不起。
It's like a bit of like healthcare company.
Healthcare company. SIM. Can you type it out and let me know? Thanks. Thank you. Jialing. Oh, OSIM. Oh, sorry. OSIM. Okay. OSIM. Okay, sorry. What I thought this one on children. I'm sorry, Pei Kun. Sorry, can I sorry. I thought it's Lao Chen Pai. Sorry. Hey, Chelsea, don't laugh until like that. Hey, please. Uncle Raymond 老了，听力有问题。That's why if I go English for paper for listening comprehension, I tell you, hello, excuse me. Can you please repeat again? Recently, Friday, you all got listening comprehension, right? One of my student who is a private candidate, the radio was quite, I mean, the speaker was quite bad. So they asked them to repeat. Okay. Oshim, yes, you are right. Pei Kun, Jialing. 为什么没人讲到那个东西的？啊
McDonald.
Hello? McDonald is a
McDonald not
brand.
from Singapore.
I'm talking, no, McDonald is no. Cannot. Okay, Yakult, yes. Okay, sorry, which one? I'm talking about 新加坡品牌.
Singapore brand.
OSIM is yes, yeah, good, true. Hey, everyone should turn on your camera as I Zhao Xuan, please. Can you all please show me your face? Thanks.
I'm not sure.
Xing Chen. No idea. Xing Chen. The brand that 每年过年都要吃那个东西的. Every year Chinese New Year you must eat that one. They go and barbecue it one. You know what is that? You all don't eat that one, Chinese New Year.
Oh, is it the 烤肉 one?
Yeah.
I can't remember the name.
Is it 美珍香?
Yes. Who said that? Who say 美珍香?
Me, Li Kuan.
Very good, well done. 美珍香对了. Yes, 美珍香. That is the brand, okay? Well done. Okay, don't worry. Okay, don't worry about that. All right. So these are the brand, ladies and gentlemen, that you can see we expand to MNC and people start to know. Okay, one of them, they are packaging also like laksa, the ingredient of laksa, and then even the roti prata, the pancake, all these things. Okay, so yep. Okay, you take note of the ASEAN country, Singapore, Malaysia, all these are 10. Okay, East Timor is still not really considered, but take note of this for Set 4 student. Okay, take note ASEAN country. We used to call Burma, but now it's called Myanmar. Laos is inside, yes, correct. Cambodia, yes, okay. Do you know out of this 1 to 10, just for general knowledge, do you know which country has the most population? Singapore, right? Wei Zhen was like, Uncle, please lah. 海通对吗？新加坡最多人口哦，对吗？海通，你应该讲 Uncle, I'm born at night, but I'm not born last night. 不要骗我，不要骗我无知少女，不会啊。Okay, which is has the biggest populations? Anyone? Can you type your answer? Very near to Singapore. 废话，很多 country 都 near Singapore. Malaysia? No.
Indonesia?
Yes, correct. Yes, it's Indonesia. Okay. In fact, Indonesia and Philippines can fight. Both of them got about 7,000 islands. I'm not sure the latest count is Indonesia now. I'm not sure. Myanmar definitely is not there. Cambodia cannot. Vietnam is building up. Indonesia and Philippines. These are the 2 countries. Okay. Take note. Why? Need to know. Because if you see, if you are doing business, Indonesia's, the young one are building up. they are more affluent, they are more economical power hungry. So when they have this is a time when you get to research your transportations, what kind of things that you will want to sell in Indonesia. Recently got this NGO group in Singapore where it's a charity where they ship all the e-scooter, the e-bike to Bali Dao, where these e-scooters are given to the student who have to travel from about more than 5 kilometers to the school, okay, with the e-scooter. So this is something like that, just to share with you. Okay, Haitong and Wei Miao, I think maybe this is the first time. Can you realize that I'm using A, B, C, D, E, F, G to do sentences. So Haitong, will you mind read to the Zezek Koko and your friend? Go, globalization.
Globalization is about ability to broaden your country in many defined territories to exchange for goods and services in a formulated manner. Foreign exchange currencies through government involvement in a holistic manner.
So you see, yeah. So you realize I use ABC. First, in case all of you during a SRQ, use your ABC to talk. So like ability to broaden. Country, define territory. Why? Because you need your territory. Remember, some of you study your history, you know the 38 parallel from the North and South Korea, and you know the Hong Kong, where the territory, right? And then you should know about the Macau, the territory. You know about the Malaysia and Thailand border. Then you must know the sea trade between some. Remember, recently we talked about Nansha Qingdao. How you say that? Spratly Island. Remember, Dong Ye? The islands where China say all the countries say China is controlling the islands. Dong Ye, do you remember? Hello, you heard about this one? You heard about this? 微妙，英哲、一晨有没有听到？没有啊。Go and type now. Spratly Island. 钓鱼岛 but they call
the conflict between Japan and China.
No.
Is it Japan?
Vietnamese also claim their islands. The Indonesia, the Brunei, the Malaysia, the Korean, the Japans, the Taiwan also claim. And those islands, this is also territory, defined territories. And then China built some airfield, some seaport there. And then the satellites involved show that like China is expanding the military power. Then the American ships came in and things like that. So be careful. This one also come up about this territory under globalization as well. Okay, like Haitong, you don't mind? I start with I. Yes, Haitong. You mind again?
Oh, my mic didn't work just now.
Oh, no problem.
Ideally, it will be beneficial to all countries in one way to another, as it depends on how governments implementing the foreign policies to show advantages or disadvantages, to impose tariffs, taxes, and trespasses, illegal immigrants.
Thank you. Like what Ray just now mentioned, right? What happened is the American embargo. Like, you know, recently about the Huawei case, right? And then recently, you know, before Joe Biden was in the president, Donald Trump wanted to build a war with Mexico, right? 对吗，海东? And Wei Miao, you know about this, right? And was it successful? It was not successful, right? Right? And why is this all? Are we going to learn all this? Yes, it's also part of globalization. Wait. Then why is Mexico and US and Raymond? Why are we going to implement this type of things? Can you imagine if Singapore and Malaysia were to build a war? Can you imagine Singapore were to build a war between, say, Jurong East and Jurong West? You get what I'm saying? Something wrong, right? Because Jurong East is PAP, Jurong West is opposition party. Are we going to do this? Will you have implications? 明白吗，海东? So globalizations, 当你做错一个步骤 a step, it involves a lot of implications. It will not only involve a lot of implications. Okay, don't mind, I don't. Last one.
just to show how it works, will depend on how governments, MNCs, and SMEs are going to use the 5T to help to keep. Oh,
To keep abreast.
I cannot see on the screen.
Oh, really? To keep abreast of the political and economic and social platform. Now, I'm not sure you know, before the World War II started, we know about the Opium War in China. I think some of you know in Shanghai, right? 你听过八国统治中国对吗？你听过吗？八国联军统治中国，有没有听过 this history? So can you imagine it was like something like that? The 8 countries, the German, the Japan, the Russian, the England, the US, and France, Italy, and Spain attacked China. Can you imagine? It's like we take Ang Mo Kio, for example. Ang Mo Kio, Avenue 1 is Japan, Avenue 2 is France, Avenue 3 is Italy, and US is Avenue 4. So with that, can you imagine that this little space, Ang Mo Kio, was divided in 8 countries? What I meant is that if we do not indicate clearly your territory, once you have a dispute, okay, and then you do not put in proper taxes and proper tariff, people will do smuggling, people will do illegal things. Then it's going to become country-to-country war. If the country and country cannot see eye to eye and meet the same level of understanding of the TTT, the tariff, the taxes and trespasses, then you can see why Donald Trump had to build a lot of war to prevent these illegal immigrants. Now you understand why. It's just like North Korea and South Korea, why they built 38 parallel. You can see why China and Taiwan cannot see eye to eye. You have to see why some of the other countries in Europe also have to do this. Why some other countries in Europe, they can have this one pass travel around Europe freely. You get what I mean? You can, because of this in Europe, you can travel from Italy, Germany, that is what I mean. So globalization has a very serious impact when the governments implement a policy and it is not favorable to another country and you have restrictions and you have this kind of a setback or repercussions, then you will start to have war. Like, I mean, honestly, you see China and US as this economic war. Then remember during Donald Trump, right? The taxes was very high and this like that. So you see, these are the things that globalization is very important. And sorry, if this kind of thing happen, Xiaoxing, you will create unemployment. You will create upheaval, upside down. You will create a lot of tensions. Okay, so what is globalization? It's all about interconnected, internetworking and interchange of ideas, intertwine. And the most important thing, Singapore wants to be an international platform to allow everyone to come to Singapore, not just to trade, not just for tourism, not just to invest in technology, but to ensure that Singapore is, can you write down, is an open door. It opened the door to all countries who have a vested interest to do business with Singapore. We welcome you. We allow this to flourish, to no favorism. We allow people to come in to share their technology. I think Tesla, is it in Singapore already? Is it in Singapore? My younger son keeps saying Tesla, Tesla, Daddy. Now you're in eco-friendly business, you must buy Tesla car. 神经病，叫我买 Tesla car 做咩？神经病。Sorry.
But they say like the brakes got problem.
No, sorry. At this moment, mine is either Xiaomi, Oppo, Huawei, or other products in Asia. Seriously. It's not that. It's not because of this. I find that it's time for me to get something in this way to promote the Asia for Asians. For me, okay? No racism. Okay. Because the way now the West do things, I find it, don't know, that's my opinion. It's very sensitive, sorry. Okay, it's very sensitive. This is my Uncle Raymond personal opinion. Okay, I would want to buy Singapore products. I would like to support Singapore business. So I'm honestly, can I show a hand or Ziyi, have you been to Malaysia before? Have your daddy, mommy will drive to Malaysia, no?
We go to the mountain.
Huh?
We go like the mountain with the resort.
But do your daddy, mommy drive their cars?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, Uncle Raymond car is a Virgin car. Will never drive to Malaysia. Okay. Seriously, I've changed so many cars. Not even a single car travel to Malaysia. You know why? I'm very scared because I heard a lot of news halfway through, things like that. All the bad events happening. So I don't. So they always say before COVID-19, my relative love to go Malaysia and eat seafood, buy things from Malaysia. I'm not against Malaysia, please, no. I have half of my relative are in Malaysia, okay? But I just want to support Singapore product. That's Uncle Raymond. Nothing wrong, right? Oh, nothing wrong, right? Nothing wrong. Am I wrong? So people say, wow, Singapore things are expensive, right? I just want to support Singapore. That's me. So if everyone think like me, then it will be good, right? But if people want to, can you imagine after COVID-19, everyone flood to all the countries. Wow, how? All the businesses in Singapore, how? Seriously, true or not? So you see the seaport and airports, look at this one, children for the Set4 student. Singapore Seaport Airport allows for handling of 100,000 vessels. That's damn a lot. Okay, that's damn a lot. Okay, you need this to bring up the economy to boost up. Anyway, if you are going to for JC or Poly next year for Set4 student, you have to study the topic, the subject called economics. It's better that you take this subject. Okay, whether you like it or not, please take the subject called economics. Okay, it's very useful for you, especially if you are going for NUS, NTU, SMU, or even overseas study. Okay, seriously. Okay, then we talk about, you see, an example of this would be Starbucks, which sources coffee bean from Nigeria. So thank you, Wei Miao. It's true. Like you see, Starbucks, I worked Starbucks for 9 months in 2018. I will tell you it's true. They get coffee from all parts of the world, and they also help the farmer, their children, to have scholarship and study. Cool, right? And then they give beans. Seriously, you know what is a burn and slash, right? Some geography student, you know what I mean by burn and slash, right? That means the plantation. After that, you cut off. Then you burn and slash is the most easiest, which happened in Indonesia. Every year we got the haze from Indonesia because they cut and burn the plantation. It's the cheapest means of regrowing the plants. But there in Starbucks, they don't do this. They do a proper reharvest by teaching the farmer to replantations and eco-friendly, no pollutions, and help them to replant their coffee beans and help their children to study. Even give them stocks, stock now, 股票, and part of it. So you seriously, all Starbucks who are working full-time there, they will get a share for Starbucks. And then if you are introducing your friend and your friend stay there for 6 months, you got another $200 for recommendations. Okay, so yes, I told you before, right? If you want to work in Starbucks, please let me know. I can contact the regional manager for you after your O-level. Of course, I'm not now. Advanced technologies, this is what Singapore needs too. Okay, in fact, Singapore is one of the highest handphone subscriber and one of the highest in terms of internet service provider. Why? Because we need to connect this by using, if not now, small countries who are not doing this, you'll be left behind right now. You'll be left behind, you'll be not being in the loop. Also, Chelsea, would you mind read to the class, please? Guys, remember the red colors. Keep in mind the red color. Let's go.
Keep in mind, globalization is here to stay for a very long time. So either you live with it or live out from it. Manage your 5 T's well, and you will be able to get new things in your life. Open up your eyes to look forward for new adventures. Positioning your stand well in a global economy is very important to quickly respond to survival.
Hi Tom, can you realize it's 8 under alphabet followed by A, B, Z, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S? You realize that? See? So when you're stuck there during your exam, don't panic. Call your 26 alphabet friend to come out and help you, okay? This is why I written by the way, Hai Tong, 你不要跟他们讲哦，我悄悄的跟你讲。When I was thinking this, I was in the toilet. 我坐在那边 不能出来，然后想很久了，然后他们听不到，就你听得到哈。Okay, thank you, Chelsea. All right, 亮弟，很久没有听到你的美妙声音了，来开始了。
Taking a small step at a time is usually very hard for a small country like Singapore to, how to read this?
To show virtue.
Virtue to all her citizens and foreign counterparts. As Singapore has to make wise decisions and must create the X factors for herself,
to suit
different environment. Singapore has to yield and zoom up the
economy every year.
Actually need to move down because cannot see.
So 讲啦，OK 可以吗？
Okay, yeah. Singapore has to yield and zoom up the economy every year, if possible.
Okay, so you realize that Singapore virtue means take note, because Singapore is a very unique country where we have multiracial, multi-religions. So we have to not, when we implement certain things, we must take into considerations of the minority. So not just because of that, we do it just because the majorities are there. So when we do implement things, it's the same. We must be 一视同仁. So when we want to make the wise decisions, it's not everyone is happy. I told you before, in 1980s, when Mr. Lee Kuan Yew want to implement CPF, a lot of people say, 我吃不饱还要 contribute 公积金啊，我都吃不饱. Now you realize, CPF is so wonderful. You can cover medical costs, you can cover your study costs, you can cover for retirement. Okay, yesterday, today is Sunday, Friday, I met my friends. He said, 我已经超过55岁了，我已经拿我的 retirement fund. Then I just pretend, 哇，这样不错了，所以咯 I'm semi-retired, I semi-working. 我要做就做，不要做不用紧，反正我就有一笔钱了。And 一笔钱是 6 figure 哈。I told 6 figure 哈。That means he has started work from 20 plus until 54 His salaries must be very high, right? Then you can have 6 figure, right? Then 6 figure can be 100,000 to 999,000, correct? 对吗？海通。So 我们 just give a rough figure 啦 ，300,000 let's say plus interest， 哇，他可以吃到80岁都没有问题。So this is the beauty of CPF， 明白哈 ？So now you understand why? It's not about how hardworking you work now, children. It's the more you work, the salary higher, you will have better income. True not? Because it contribute, okay? So next one, this is, I'm just telling you this, okay. This one I don't talk about it. Can we go through this one here? Where's my slide? Okay. Okay, maybe do you see a Statue of Liberty there, right?
Yes.
Okay, so okay. Globalization, you see? Take note, Oh, yes, globalization also talk about monopoly power. Can you give me a company that is very monopolized, Rachel?
Coca-Cola?
No, that will be oligopoly, like Pepsi Cola. Which company in the world, okay, now it's open to the world, is monopoly? Chelsea 在想哦。
Monopoly。
不是那个 game 我们来玩那个 Monopoly 我从小就是玩那个 game。Which one? Which country? I mean, sorry. Which company is monopoly? Anyone?
Isn't it like a lot of countries?
No, monopoly 就是一个而已，单独一个单枪匹马。 control 整个市场。
You mean like company? Like in terms of like what food or anything?
It can be anything. 你不要跟我讲打油petrol Esso, Shell, SPC, Sinovac or Sinopec or British Petrol， 这个叫 oligopoly， 就是有几个 player。那你不要跟我讲 Singtel 因为 Singtel 有 Starhub 有 M1 有 My Republic， so this is
Google? Google, Facebook.
Yes, Google is considered one of them. Yes, can. Yes, but actually got Yahoo, right?
So got
yeah.
Microsoft.
Yes, you are right, man, bro. Awesome. But I got being attacked by one student. But we got Linux. You know what's Linux? The operating system called Linux. LIN, the penguin. That one, honestly, I asked him. He's a Sec 1 boy. He's very, very crazy for Python one.
Yeah, Linux, yeah.
Linux, you know the Linux. They
Yeah,
pronounce,
but not many people using it.
Correct. Some pronounce it Linux, some pronounce it Linux. So I pronounce it Linux. The penguin. It's an operating system like Windows. Yes, Microsoft is right now. Microsoft is considered a monopoly. It's true. What else do you use? You use MS Word, Microsoft. PowerPoint, Microsoft. True now.
Sure, but there's Google Slides.
Google Slide, but most but 多数都是you got Google Docs also 对不对？ but 多少人会用那个，对不对？ Most of the multinational company will use Microsoft products. Okay, I'm also a Microsoft trainer before. Okay, before you were born, to be honest, my trainer was in the 90s. 你都还没有出世，你那个 sperm and egg haven't produced 益生菌。Okay, so beside monopoly of like Microsoft, what else? Can Nike and Adidas consider monopoly? No, right? 两地不可以还有哪一个 company 可以值得是 monopoly 呢？ I can tell you this student for another class when it's a she, when she say that I was so wow. I think of it Can 最近那个 CEO 很 quiet 的 very quiet, very powerful guy.
AT&T.
No. Hey, how come you can say AT&T? Xiao Xing, well done. AT&T is American Telecoms. Wow, you well read. Wow. 另眼相看。高见。英台高见。不好意思，最近 Uncle Raymond 跟我的太太看很多中国武侠小说，所以看了这种。Anyone? Jack Ma. Do you agree?
Sure, but there's Jingdong. I don't agree.
You don't agree? Alipay 是不是阿里巴巴的
But there's like WeChat Pay also.
WeChat 是不是阿里巴巴
Is WeChat Alibaba? Wait, let me check.
Do you realize Mr. Jack Ma has been monopolized most of the things that I heard a lot of people use Alipay and to take loans, right? So I don't know. You go and check it out. Is it true? And he's like kind of monopolized until it was so wow. He even have his own YouTube to show how he fight with this Zheng Zidan and then some of the martial art. He become a hero like that. Okay. Well, I leave it to you, Jack Ma.
Wait. Yeah. WeChat is under Tencent, not Alibaba.
Tencent, you see? 还有蚂蚁是吗？蚂蚁集团对不对？ Do you realize he's one to
Alibaba.
That's Alibaba, right?
My Jitan is like itself. It's like under, I think it's under Alibaba also.
Correct. You realize that he's actually doing this here. You realize that now? Very smart, Which I don't find anything wrong for him to do that. It's about time there's one billionaire from Asia instead of all the billionaires from United States of America. Warren Buffett. Have you heard of Warren Buffett before? One of the richest men in the whole entire world, number one. But now I think he stepped down already. Okay, he got two rules. Rule number one is make sure that all your staff are well taken care of and do well. Rule number 2, refer to the rule number 1. Okay, so these are all the globalization brands. So we talk about, I can't think much of monopoly now because whatever they have now, yeah, we got Google Doc coming up, we got other things that coming up to compete with Microsoft. Even Tesla car, before that, it was like maybe like German, some Mercedes or BMW. But now you see the things are different. Okay, these are all the words. These are globalization also is got to do with over exploitations. Be careful, capital intensive. Food security, because of globalizations, they control the food. Okay, and surprisingly, sometimes because of globalization demands and supply in the economic sense, they got this equilibrium, which the demand and supply cut in the center. Then sometimes certain countries, because of droughts, because of famine, because of whatever war or whatever reason, the food security, they're on hold and sell at a high price. So these are all the words to be used here. Okay. What else I need to talk about? Now then, this is the word, you see? The word paradigm shift. This one, competitive advantage. Okay. Who can fight with Alibaba with the Tencent and Mayi and Alipay or WeChat, all these things? As you know, China cannot use, correct me, China cannot use YouTube, right? And Google, correct? So they come up with the other things. So is it something that is already monopolized, or is it by control by the government?
No.
Right? I'm not
No.
sure. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Huh? Sorry? No, I'm looking at the slide. I'm not looking at yours. Sorry. So take note, Set 4 student, globalization can cause inequality. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. And then it might cause poverty to those developing countries. So, and also underdeveloped countries, okay? So of course, they also have these exploitations that people will not want to be supportive of globalizations. They want to be isolations and they want to be protectionism. Well, this is United States of America. You can see that the world of outsourcing. Globalizations like you're talking about outsourcing. Okay, then you see this picture here, China or bust. Next stop, India. So you see, US already outsourced to China and then to India. Why? Can anyone tell me why China and India and even now Vietnam? The US have bad relationship with Vietnam because of the Vietnam War, but now they're going to rebuild their political relationship and they want to do that. But why they want to go back to Vietnam? Or why they want to invest in China, India, and Vietnam for US? Why?
I guess it's growing the economy.
Do you think they are so nice, man? Help the country to grow, man?
Because like it's growing, so they can like trade with them or that.
Okay, that's not my answer. Zhi, what is your answer? Why do you think US want to send their investment, their production plants to go China and go India and now to Vietnam? Why, Zhi?
Because it's cheaper.
Okay. Anything else? You are right, no? Seriously,
No one in America wants to do the job.
Yes, it's very true because it's very expensive, their labor costs right now. Well done, correct. Great, another reason, why do you think they want to do that?
Profit.
Profit, yes, correct. That's why it's cheap labor. But why they want to do that in Asian country? Because, don't know, okay, never mind. Wei Miao, why do you think so?
Okay, can you ask the question again? Like,
为什么美国要 invest 在中国跟印度 and Vietnam? Why they want to put their production there? Besides what you say, cheap labor, more efficient, more cheap labor, correct? It's more cheaper. Why?
Different resources, like the natural resources.
Yeah, they do have natural resources because nobody want to do the job in US because their labor cost is very expensive, right? So they look for China and India and Vietnam. Why? If you are the US company, you know that your manpower in US is very expensive and now you want to move to China, which is cheaper cost. Besides being cheaper cost, what other reason that you want to invest your productions and technology in China, India, and Vietnam?
Like 你说就是那个人手很充足 like that.
You speak very fast, I can't hear you, sorry.
人手很充足 like a lot of people, like a lot of workers there, a lot of workers available.
Yeah, but US also a lot what? Okay, that's not the real reason. Because what? Asia, think of Asia, why they want to do it in Asia? Very simple. In the past, the US, in my opinion, that's my opinion. In the past, the United Kingdom and US want to colonize Asia by getting the Indians to do the cotton plantation, selling opium to China, making Singapore and Malaysia into in Burma to become 殖民地, right? So now they also want to do economy. Last time was using political and using force to make the Asian people to become their slave, their subject, they work for them. Now they're using this technology and the transportations to bring to Asia to create so-called, they say, oh, I'm creating a job opportunity for you. I help you to increase your standard of living. But excuse me, before you come, our standard of living are still okay, right? We still eat rice. It's just the difference that it's only a burger. We still drink water. It's just that only that I drink Coke. We still wear the same clothes. It's just that I don't wear Nike. I wear shoes, I wear sandals. It's just I don't wear Adidas. What's so different? I mean, I don't need to need all these things. So the reason the Americans are doing that, or the Western power, or the Western country or companies are moving to Asia because they want not to exploit. Some of them is exploit. Some of them is really want to do business, all right, and to improve, which is nothing wrong, the standard of living. So they come to Asia because there's a huge market in Asia. There's a potential business opportunity in Asia. There's a high volumes of productivities in Asia. So therefore, the Western already saturated already. They already hit the maximum. Therefore, they have to move and to shift to Asia to do business. This is not about max A1 or size A1. This is about here mentality. You see that? Yeah? These are all the reasons. Okay, 微妙明白吗？不是他们不是为了这么好心的。They also every company business they want to know what is the benefit for them. In order to have a win-win situation, of course, the other party also know you are actually using my resources, you are using my people. But when my country start to be on par with you, then we can talk different terms with you. You get what I mean? So we can be able to see that we are on the same equal footing, then we can talk business. So like last time, China was there's this called the Flex, a company in China producing iPhone, right? And now, because of iPhone, now they come out Oppo, they come out Xiaomi, Huawei, and even Vivo's handphones, different 品牌. This is where now China, even now, few days ago, China sent 3 persons to the astronaut to the moon already. And this is where, of course, even we are so humble, the Chinese are so humble to say that we still cannot outrun the US. And true enough, right? Wei Miao, yesterday I already tell you, right? China will not be able to win US at this point of time, no way. Because of the internally, the communisms and ideologies, that still people are not acceptable. Very simple. One of them, you all know, Hong Kong, right? Hong Kong want to be independent because they find that 一国两制 is not workable, the way they find Chinese. But for me, as my personal opinions, Hong Kong cannot be given out to any other country or even independence. Of course, if my Hong Kongers friend would listen to my speech, they will not be happy with me, of course, correct enough. Right? But this is my personal opinion. All right. So, any more? So you can see from here that the business extends to many countries, and you can see, look at the business, you see, in Asia, you see so much. If you look at the menu, where you want to do business? They're outsourcing, you see, here. And there are more expand. You see, US saturated already, therefore they have to start moving. Okay. It's all about exploitation, yes. You see, it's really sucking out the labor cost. So doesn't mean globalization. In case you got the SRQ, remember the disadvantages is exploitations. You see, just do it like it. You see, they are making, you see, exploitation. Their salary are very low, okay, to be honest. Now you see, because in the countries, they do not want to produce those toxic and polluted things. You see, Bangladesh become all these things, colors and smell. So certain products, their country don't want to produce because of the environments. They might destroy the pollution environment. So they bring these items to other countries like Bangladesh. So those e-waste, like electronic waste, they decided to throw away, but don't know where to dump. So they decided to use this e-waste to dump it to Philippines, to Indonesia, and become a dump waste. Instead of, why don't they dump in the backyard? Why don't they dump in US, such a big space? Why they don't just dump into any of one of their islands there and then reclaim it? Why must they ship all their e-waste, their products, all the way to Indonesia, to Asia? Why they dump all their things to Asia? They can't dump them, eh? And then why the government of that country still accept? There must be a reason, right? Okay. Now then this one, 2,000 is staff, right? In iPhone Chinese sell factory of after guards beat up worker. You see exploitation again, Bangladesh and Cambodia. Uzbekistan is somewhere in near Russia. Okay, the push and pull of globalizations, the push factor, why the Western push their things to Asia, and why the Asian pull the investor from Westerns, or vice versa? Or why do you think what pushed Old Chang Kee or Din Tai Fung is not, sorry, or Ya Kun or even Ocean out of Singapore? What pushed them out of Singapore and expand their business to other countries? Is this considered exploitation? For Singapore business, we already are developed countries, just like US. But when we push our products, do we really exploit other countries? Or do we really help other countries to increase employment, to increase their productivity, to increase their standard of living, and to help their poor people to really have a job, like Starbucks? Then this child labor, just in case you receive anything about SPQ, about globalization. This one, globalization of the Olympic Games. You can see this is one way a sport can involve so many sponsorship, so many people to come in. Some even boycott because of their economic differences with other countries, with that country's hosting country. I think there's 1 year the Russian boycott the US, or during which Olympic Games during World War II, they also boycott their countries. Okay, Starbucks. I think Starbucks is one good example that show globalizations, as well as McDonald's, that help the countries to expand their business, but also help the developing and developed countries to be on growing in their economies. So you can see, look at this picture here. The green one, I don't know what it means, but you can see the red one. Okay, they balloon up to, you see, here. Of course, Starbucks start from US, the whole thing. Then they start to balloon all the way to Asia. Okay, and even China. Then yeah. Okay, this one. Oh, this one is McDonald's. Sorry. So this is Starbucks. I'm so sorry. Starbucks is here. Then you expand here, and then you realize all the Asia country here. Okay. So these are the brand from US, but they expand, you see, McDonald's in whole of Europe. Africa don't have. You realize usually are all the Asian country and Europe, but you see Africa, not many. This one is because it's a South Africa. South Africa is actually part of the British colonies. So there are a lot of white people there. It's one of the so-called rich country. You know Nelson Mandela, right? The first president of the South Africa. So this one also about the beef, the Korean beef. In case you got the SRQ talk about Korean beef and the American beef, why do you think that the American beef allowed to be imported to Korea? And then why people are against it? Because you will eat up their market share, right? But because consumer has choice to make. Now you cannot monopolize me already. The Wagyu beef now got Japan, got US, not just Korean, or maybe from China. So you cannot monopolize and help to improve the market share, okay? Beef. 今年 uncle 不吃 beef 啊，因为今年是牛年。Very lame, right? 亮弟 very lame 今年是牛年，但我的学生，这样明年是虎年，你不吃老虎了 ？Oh my gosh！ 但我跟你讲，对 ，after 虎年有一条龙啊，你找一条龙肉给我吃好吗？ No, seriously, this is my own. Sorry, I really don't eat beef for this year. So when they order beef, 哇，真的是哇流口水啊！我不要忍。Okay, so well, this is okay. Globalization of foods. Okay, you have to take note now. One productions of banana can come up from a worker. You see, from a worker here, then the plantation owner, then the shipper. This is where the transport and the MNC come in. Then the wholesaler, and then that's where they sell the banana to NTUC, Fair Price, Sheng Siong, Cold Storage. Yeah. Then the people who okay, all these one are people like, you know, the bubble tea or the Asahi, they sell the fruits, the salads or whatever. Okay, so just you see, one banana itself can break into many different types of level. So economies are the same for globalization. So you have first tier is like SME. Sole proprietor, one businessman, then he improved to smaller businessman, smaller business company, then you go to multinational. I think someone just now, you talk about Oshima. Ocean is a very small setup, then they start to improve. Like Ya-Kun, Ya-Kun was used to be in, before World War II, they started this business. So they do 卖咖啡跟鸡蛋给那些 worker, 那些苦力. Then slowly the business now become an MNC. They never thought that the company can be done this way. Why? It's all because of technology. So you see the fish and French fry, you know, McDonald's get all over the world. In fact, they also help the farm, or the rice fish, or even the potatoes farm. So they actually create job opportunity. We cannot say 100%. They say biggest fast food chain in the world with 32,000 outlets and growing at 117 countries. Wow, that's a lot, no? Close to United Nations really. And you see, providing employment is staggering 1.7 million people, or get even more. And in 3 months, and the first 3 months, make so much money. And of course, the profits goes to charity as well. I like this one. Okay, does it really help them? Okay, next one. This is the questions. Y'all guys, if you want, you can extract. You want, you can take a screenshot. If you want, you can do it. For the Set 4 student. Okay, If you want, can we send in the chat group? I'm not sure. But of course, if you miss this, you can WhatsApp me. I can send the PDF file to you, okay? If you want to do this question, but I think next few days will be your exam. So yeah, next week we will talk about another issue